This is what we are. We are.
Thank you. Thank you. What's up, Barcelona?
Hey.
Yeah. Always wanted to say that. Literally. I have actually. It's been a dream. A year ago, pretty much 1 year ago, almost to the week, to the day, I was starting a major project, and I brought a small team together, and we started this project. And on our first day together, I wanted to do a kind of icebreaker so we could get to know each other. And I just thought that I went online and found this little exercise, and basically I asked each of the team we told stories about our childhood first, really broke it down, and then I asked each of the team to write down on a piece of paper something that had inspired them, something that happened in the last 6 months creatively, professionally, that had really inspired them. So we all scribbled that down on a post-it note, and then I asked them to write down a way they were going to turn that inspiration into action, into real-life action. And on my little piece of paper, I just put 3 letters. I am. I just got back from Barcelona, literally the week before I got back from Barcelona, where I'd been here, and I was absolutely blown away by all the people I met, the amazing projects that I heard about. And on the other bit of paper, I went on to describe how I was going to take that inspiration and I was going to take it into that project that we were just about to start, and how in a year's time I was going to come back to Barcelona and I was going to tell people about the project we were about to start, and I was going to bring some students with me, and I've done it. Dream come true. And there's 6 students with us who we got together and gave some random research bursaries out to get some students out here. So I'm going to call you out now. We've got Amanda. Woo, woo. There you go. Who else? We've got Lucy and Maya. They were out late last night. I got a WhatsApp from them very late last night, so maybe not. Adrian. There he is. Who's Sophie? Sophie over there? Look at that. And Susanna. Yeah, there you go. So talk to those guys. Give them inspiration. We've also got Georgina with me, who is basically does everything. She's a graduate and she's been working with me for the past year, and she's been amazing. So talk to Georgina as well. She's much nicer than me as well. And it's bigger than that as well, because we've also got the filmmakers, Kat and Florence. I do all our Florence there, hello, and Kat. Woo, there you go. The filmmakers make UAL Futures films. They're London College Communication graduates as well. So just loads. There's graduates. So who else is a UAL graduate?
Oh, Mortiza.
Oh yeah, we got loads. See, about 10% of the audience are UAL. There you go. Anyway, my message to the students that have come with us and everyone here is turn the randomness into action, into real life action. That's what you need to do when you get home. So, what am I here to talk about? Oh yeah, UAL Futures. So UAL Futures' mission is to inspire and support digital creativity at University of the Arts London. A couple of years ago, I was given a brief by the university. This project was set up, and essentially it was a response to the rate at which technology was changing the creative industries and creative work for our graduates. And it recognized a need from both students and employers for digital skills. So we had students saying, shouldn't we be learning to code? Like, who hasn't asked themselves that question in the last couple of years? My niece is like 4 years old. A couple of weeks ago, she was asking me, should I be learning to code? I don't know. We had employers saying, why can't your graduates code? And I've actually got no evidence of this, but I reckon there were quite a few teachers dreading going into classes in case their students said, I hope my students don't ask me about code. They haven't got a clue. And of course, it was much more than that. It's UX data programming, it's virtual reality, it's agile, it's insert digital kind of concept, approach, process, technology. There's so much to learn. And there is a pressure on young students, a kind of pressure, which I've heard firsthand, to know it all. There's a bit of an assumption that anyone under the age of 25 knows everything about technology. And that's just not true. So that's the first layer of complexity, is just the amount of digital skills, tools, concepts, processes that people can learn. The second layer of complexity to our challenge, which is to help students become natural innovators in the digital space. The second layer of complexity is the university itself. University Arts London, for those of you who don't know, brings together 6 already world-renowned colleges. Central St Martin's, London College of Communication, London College of Fashion, Chelsea College of Arts, Wimbledon College of Arts, Camberwell College of Arts. 6 colleges all over London. We have like 14,000 students, like more nationalities than like the UN. Seriously, and they're studying arts, design, fashion, communications, performance, every creative discipline and every kind of strand and sub-strand of every creative discipline they're studying at the university. So it's it's a big beast. And obviously within those disciplines, you've got individuals, and every individual's interest and ambition is different. So the question becomes, should designers be learning to code? Should artists be learning about virtual reality? Should a fashion designer be learning about data? And the combinations can just keep on rotating. So that's the second layer of complexity. The fact that digital is discipline agnostic. The internet doesn't care what you're studying. Everyone can join the party. So that's the second layer of complexity to this challenge. The third is, what are we teaching for? Most of the jobs that our graduates go on to do haven't been invented yet. Most of the jobs that, I suspect a lot of the jobs maybe people are doing in this room didn't maybe exist 10 years ago. So what are we teaching for? And there's also a question about whose job is it to teach them those skills. You've got all this complexity, digital skills, the amount of digital skills times the just sheer amount of creative disciplines, individual interests, which are obviously crucial, and then future jobs. It's complex. If we're going to give students the skills that they need to thrive in a increasingly complex, cross-disciplinary creative future, then it's a complex challenge. But it's one we all face together. And when I say we, I mean, it's students, graduates, educators, industry, employers, we're all facing the same futures. This was made really clear to me when I first started the project. I was given the brief, and the first thing I did was start a Twitter account to ask people questions. I spoke to people at UAL, academics, I spoke to students, I spoke to graduates, I spoke to employers. Actually, in the first sort of few months, there was one week I got really excited because in the space of a few days, both IDEO and Made by Many, Susan from Made by Many, so a couple of people from Made by Many, got in touch with me over Twitter. They were like, "Oh, we really like, what you're doing really chimes with us." So within a week, I went and spoke to IDEO and Made by Many. So, some of the biggest design companies in the world. And I was thinking, yes, brilliant, they're going to have the answer. Sat down with them, and to my surprise, they kind of expected I would have the answer. I was like, no, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. But that was the point. It was like, okay, we're all facing the same challenges. They're struggling with the same thing. Like an idea, we're trying to map all the different tools their designers all over the world were using, because they just to try and get a handle on it. But we got together and we did an event together. We did a brilliant event where we asked about what skills do future designers need, and we did that at Central St Martin's, and that was really successful. And since then, we've done loads of different events with industry on different aspects of digital. So things from like data and privacy to web design to UX design, and of course, internet age media.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. What's up, London?
So that was the event we did in December with a little cameo there from Andres. So we do all these different events, but it was that first event that really kind of really kicked off the made me realise that it was, this thing was bigger than me, it's bigger than the university. We needed to ask our community. So that's what we did. We asked our community of students, graduates, creative professionals, alumni, to become co-designers and help us kind of solve this challenge. And this was our big question that we kind of were trying to solve. How might we co-design a digital creative toolkit for UAL? So I found a couple of researchers at UAL, PhD students, Miriam and Joanna, and I went to them and asked them to create a series of workshops around to try and gauge student needs, behaviours, map their kind of journeys when they're learning stuff, and also the landscape, and then a couple of co-design workshops to bring people together and come up with concepts. So we did these co-design workshops, which were just brilliant. We did kind of paper prototyping of like kind of concepts to teach people digital skills, and some of them were really good, some of them were great, some of them were bat crazy. Obviously, one of them was about Tinder, so everyone's obsessed with Tinder. Everyone's obsessed with collaboration and obsessed with Tinder. So there's something called UAL Tinder, which a student prototyped in about a day. It's ualspark.io if anyone wants to go at it. But it's, so loads of these different concepts, crowdsourced tech workshops, mobile makerspaces, things like that. Did we find a digital creative toolkit? No. Sad face. But what emerged was that UAL Futures itself is the digital creative toolkit. Everything we do is going towards this same goal. And it became a kind of, what emerged from the findings was almost a kind of manifesto, a mission statement for what we want to do in the future. And that starts today, UAL Futures 2.0. So this is what we found. We found there were these kind of things that we need to do. One is define and demystify digital. So students, a lot of them, they just need to know what they need to know. So it's just about giving students that kind of the essential introductions to unlock the possibilities of the digital world. Second is network knowledge. There's so much knowledge within our network that we need to just connect that and connect students to graduates and alumni who can help them out and things like that. We did Skype mentoring, which was like, often it's just like 30-minute bursts of just like kind of, this is where you go to find information. Platforms, we need to create platforms so students can actually help each other and skill share and kind of collaborate. We need to celebrate digital creativity at the university and everywhere and just kind of inspire people, and that's what we try and do with our events. We need spaces. So many people talked about physical spaces to actually just get together and make stuff, which there's not always access to. And totally open spaces where anyone can go. Cross-disciplinary collaboration. We have to mirror the changing environment of the creative industries by giving students truly interdisciplinary projects. Supported by the creative community. So everyone in this room can get involved and help students out. Let students produce their own learning. So that's kind of a essential, giving students projects where they have a challenge or they're free to kind of work out the steps that they need to take to get to this end goal and then go and work out where they're going to find help from it and then support them around it. And by doing all those things, we think we can create a digital foundation for UAL and for all, because you're all part of the network. It's open to everyone. It's sort of kind of a foundation just to give people enough confidence to go and tackle anything in the digital world. We can do that by activating and mobilizing the UAL Futures Network, all those people that are in our community. And that means connecting students to people, crucially, with knowledge, resources, inspiration, opportunities, and support. Elise by Orson yesterday, I think kind of summed it up beautifully in her talk when she said youth invents the future. And that's true. If we get technology in the hands of young, creative people, these bright, young, brilliant minds, then they can shape technology, not be shaped by it. Education should lead technology. And then together we can shape creative futures. There you go. Thank you.